Today I'm going to talk about this RC plane, which turned out to be a really nice toy. As usually, the instructions were not good, so I'm going to help you understand how to fly this thing. Even after reading the instructions, you don't really get to know how to fly it, and it may seem in the beginning that this thing doesn't even take off. So this is a simple flying plane. It doesn't have the controls that the professional RC planes may have. So the plane doesn't have any spoilers on the wings or rudders on the tail. And in case the plane doesn't fly up, according to the instructions, you may still move a little bit or bend a little bit these parts here, so that to adjust a little bit how the plane behaves in the air. It just takes off, lands and turns right and turns left like any other plane, but the remote control is really simple. It only has forward, backwards, stick here, and left, right. One of the important things to know about this toy is that it has two speed modes: the low speed mode and high speed mode. And if you start using this plane in low speed mode, you can't even take off. When I first tried to fly this plane, I tried to fly it in the low speed mode with the wheels on. It would move on the ground, but it would not take off. Also, I would then try to launch the plane with my hands, as it also a legit way how you can do it, but it still failed to fly up. So I thought, what was going on? This plane is a fake thing? And no, the reason why I didn't fly that we used a low speed mode. So to start flying, you have to switch to the high speed mode here. And here comes another thing you need to know. If you have irregular surface like this here, like sand, it still won't take off from the ground. You will have to launch this plane with your hand, throw it into the air, and then the propellers will move it forward and eventually it will fly up. But if you have some smooth surface like a regular road, then in the high speed mode the plane will accelerate enough to take off. And then what you just need to do is, when the plane takes off, it will reach certain altitude, and then you'll have to slow down the propellers so that the plane doesn't keep flying up. You have to adjust the speed of the propellers to the point when the plane starts to glide smoothly, and you will feel it, you'll see it in the air, and I will show it now as well. This plane is moved by these two propellers, and this is when you can actually switch to the low speed mode so that you can save battery life, play with the toy longer, and have the planes glide in the air smoothly. When you use the top speed, the plane will go up, always up, and according to the instructions, it has some gyroscope inside, which will make the plane go up a little bit, then stabilize in the air again, and then go up again. And this way the plane will be picking up the altitude. So to stop picking up the altitude, you'll have to lower the speed of the propellers, and then at certain point it will keep flying at the same altitude, and when you want to land, you'll have to slow down the propellers even more, and then the plane will start gliding down. While keeping the propellers at the same speed, you then move the other stick to turn left and right. And I should say, don't be afraid of launching this plane at the first time. It's really easy to control. Make sure you have enough space and you don't have bushes too close, so that if something goes wrong, it doesn't fall into bushes or into someone's yard. Now I will show you what happens when I use the low speed mode when trying to accelerate and take off. To turn on the plane, you have here turn on and turn off button. A battery is located here. If you try to buy this plane, you will see that there is a video showing that you can stand on this plane or drop it into water and nothing will happen. I think this is a marketing trick. If water gets in here, it will definitely damage the electronic components inside and the battery, and if you step on it, it may break, so don't do that. The propellers up to now were strong enough. When I landed this plane without wheels on it on the ground, nothing would happen to the propellers. So when we turn on the plane, you will see nice LEDs lighting up. You need to synchronize the plane with the remote control, and it's done this way. We turn on the remote control first, and then we move the stick up and down. And then we see that the lights on the wings are not blinking anymore. After you move the stick up and down, don't move it up again, because that will turn on the propellers immediately. So when we move the stick up, the propellers will start accelerating. And the plane will start moving. I will accelerate now to the highest point, but at the low speed mode. Now let's see what will happen. You see what's happening? It's not moving. I'm in the sand right now. Even if I weren't in the sand, the plane would not take off. Now let's see what's the difference between the low and high speed mode. By the sound you can see the difference. Now I am turning on the high speed mode. Now you can hear the propellers are rotating faster. You see it went a little bit further, but it still cannot take off because we have sand and the wheel is buried in the sand, and that's why it cannot fly up. In this case, the second method is to take it with your hand and launch it into the air. That's what we're gonna do now. Okay, so now the only thing I can do is take this plane with my hands, turn on the propellers to the maximum speed at the highest speed mode, and launch it into the air like this. And it should fly with the wheels on it. Now let's do it. Turning on the propellers. Highest mode. And here we go. It's in the air. And now moving to the lowest speed mode. And I've just lowered the speed of the propeller, and it's going, you see it's going down, but it's gliding. Don't let it go too far away from you so that you can see where it's turning. There could be a point when you may not distinguish which direction the plane is flying because it becomes so small that you can't really understand where it's going. At this point you can lose the plane. In general, that's a lot of fun to play with this toy. The battery life is pretty good. It's a 1000 milliampere battery, and while you play you feel like it's been enough after you play with it. When the battery goes too low you will still be able to land, but after that the remote control will not allow you to turn on the propellers and take off. When the battery on the plane goes down, you will hear beeping sound on the remote control.